For a long time, people have criticized Tyler Perry because he has been adamant that he doesn't need a writer's room.
Yeah.
He got this, and he knows what he's doing, and he got it all by himself.
Yeah. What it
But news has come
acrimony?
out. I'm sorry, what?
Remember acrimony?
I do remember Acrimony.
That one he said he wrote himself.
Yep.
So if you've seen it, you know.
Well, according to Kiki Palmer, and well, not according to her, but an interview done on Kiki Palmer, I should say.
Uh-huh.
Uh, Tyler Perry says that in the last 2 years, he's brought in writers' rooms and he's had them on some sitcoms and shows, and
Mm-hmm.
that he's trained, quote, enough young directors to be able to understand how to edit and shoot, and he has trained them.
Okay.
So they don't have to waste time. He says it's very important to know when to let go for him. And he realized at this age,
Yeah.
if he keeps holding on to the little things, then he's missing huge opportunities that he could be focusing on with other people. And so he's getting other people to take the banner and run those areas.
And
That's
he's
what he
missing out
said.
on good writing.
Shit. Yep.
Because when he said this, when he admitted to us a couple of years ago, I want to say this was like either 2020, 2021. When he admitted to us that he wasn't really a writer's room guy, everybody was confused because it was like writer's room is standard practice. That's not it's not this novel idea that
Not when you're trying to become a billionaire.
everybody has a writer's room, sir. But but it was just basically like you won't relinquish control, and that would be fine if like the things that you wrote were these phenomenal bodies of work, and they're simply not. I think you have to know your strengths, and you have to know your weaknesses, and you have to know when to pool your resources. Tyler Perry is a super talented individual. He's a multi hyphenate. I'm not at all saying that Tyler Perry hasn't done great things, but like some of the things that I really love and admire about Tyler Perry have nothing to do with his writing. That's just a fact. Y'all can go back and look. I mean, outside of the Medea series, like anyway, my point here
No,
is,
no, finish that. Finish that. Outside of the Medea series, come on.
I mean, some of it is good, but some of it is not. A lot of it is not. Um, and you can tell that like it's a one dimensional view of things. If you've seen enough of the content, you're like, oh, I could see that one person was writing all of these. That's not necessarily a good thing if you're
No.
looking for good quality. The thing that makes like building out a television series or creating a movie, the thing that makes those things really interesting, and the thing that really I think helps to make it a success is that people are collaborating. It is a collaborative effort. You, I mean, sure, you could write a screenplay yourself and all of that. I'm not saying that. But then at some point, you got to loop people in to try to, make sure that the ideas are fleshed out. There's cohesion in the story. Simple things.
Yep.
Simple things. I mean, they listen. The kids be in elementary school. They teaching them how to write stories that make sense. It's the same thing. I'm not likening what he does to children in school, but what I'm saying is like,
Yes, you did.
no, 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 don't take it that way. What I'm trying to say is that's common. That's a basic like expectation. It's a very basic expectation that things connect and things make sense and the fact that he is a writer and has writers makes it grows the story. I don't want to make it sound. I'm not trying to say that he writes like a child. That's not what I'm saying at all. Please don't take it that way. I don't want people to get in my ass for that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying like the desire
Saying
for
that children were taught to write stories that make sense.
no, the desire for us to have a story that makes sense, that is cohesive. We learned that as children. Like that's not a new
Right. So
concept that we
at his
come
big
that we
age,
learn as adults.
he should understand that concept. That's what you're saying,
Don't
right?
put words into my mouth. I try. You know what? Let's move on.
No, no,
Congratulations
no. We
to
stand
Tyler
right
Perry
here. We're gonna go
for
into this rabbit hole right
congratulations to
here.
Tyler Perry for listening to the things we said whenever we said it, whenever we were all at home watching Acrimony confused. Okay? Just because he used to brag about not having a writer's room. And people would be like, sir, do you realize that not having a writer's room is
Uh
not
oh.
it's not this is not a good thing. We have watched phenomenal shows that had great writers, and that is indication enough that a writer's room can't hurt you. Even if he gets the final say, it can't hurt to hear other people's ideas. Whatever. You know, you're going to make me have to be the monster here. That's fine.
I'm just letting you go.
What do you
Listen,
think about this?
I believe when someone is cooking, you get out the kitchen.
What do you think of this?
You let them have it. Oh, you got this? You don't need me? All right. I'm gonna step out the way.
What do you think of
When
this?
you have too many chefs in the kitchen, you fuck it up. So you listen, you were hooking up a filet mignon just now. So I was getting out the way, you know what I mean?
I think we all know about Tyler Perry. I don't think it's a secret. If you know, you know. And a lot of
I
people
think we
don't.
know. I
Right.
think we know. Listen,
Right.
I'm not a big fan of Tyler Perry films. I get shocked when he does a good one. So yeah,
Man.
if the reason is because you're doing them by yourself, you a billionaire now. Hire some people, spend some of that money, so you can make some money when you put out these films. Not to say they don't make money. Clearly, he's a billionaire and he has a studio and he's renting out the studio to
Oh
Marvel and other places, other companies
yeah. Yeah.
rather. Yeah, listen, not saying he's a dumb guy at all, but
No.
it would behoove you to include a writer's room. It would behoove you to get some help and also to delegate. You know what I'm saying? You're a billionaire now. Delegate some things. You know what I'm saying? Hey Dash, do me a favor. Go handle that. Hey JD, it's in your room already. I already put the script there. I just need you to flush out scene number 6. You know what I'm saying? You
I
gotta
would
do
work
that.
for Tyler Perry.
I don't think you can anymore. I think you are crossed off the list after this episode.
I would work for Tyler Perry. I would work at Tyler
We might
Perry
have to do like Joe
Studios.
Budden and delete this episode.
I once considered moving to Georgia, and my goal was to work for Tyler Perry Studios. Fun fact: a lot of people don't know. Most people don't know that. But yeah, I strongly considered moving,
But you
especially.
changed your mind because you remembered that as a 7-year-old, you were taught that
You see,
stories are
and you
supposed to.
will be the reason why I would never get hired. You will be the reason.
Ah,
You know,
yeah.
I could. You don't have to try to sabotage me. I could do this
No, I
podcast from
understand that you
elsewhere.
gave up your dream because Tyler Perry doesn't have writers' rooms, and you were hoping to get into the writers' room. I get it.
I would fall more on the business side of things, given my experience. But
You would help him. You would help him market the shit out of those no writing room movies.
absolutely,
Got it. I believe.
absolutely. Um, it doesn't have to be good for you to sell it.
Yeah, I believe that is 1000% true. There are plenty of things that are trash being sold all the time in all genres and all walks of life.
If you put your mind to it, anything can make you money. Oh, and his name has cachet. Like I'm not gonna act like.
Yes, lots of it.
Listen, really quick. one of my favorite podcasters, Demetria L. Lucas, she spoke about the BET Awards, and she said, people often, and she likened this to watching a Tyler Perry film. That's why I'm bringing it up. But she said people tend to do this thing where they talk about how, oh, this is trash, and every year it's trash and it's awful and it's this and it's that and it's that. But they still show up on the night
Of
every
course, to
year
watch it.
to watch it. And even if they're watching it to hate watch it, they're still watching it. They're still contributing to the ratings. They're still
Right.
contributing to the online chatter. They're still feeding the machine. And she then spoke about, because Tyler Perry has a new film out right now, and she was speaking about that film and saying it wasn't that great. But same situation, it's going to do well
Right.
because people want to see just how crazy it's gonna get, just how bizarre the storyline is going to be, just how weird or not great the acting is going to be. Like,
No, listen, there is a
you know,
market, a huge market for bad movies.
yeah.
Like I know people who are like, oh man, I really like to spend a day just watching shitty movies. Like I enjoy the bad of the movies. I ain't gonna put names out there because these people are my friends. I don't want to out them, but they must have missed class that day when the teacher said that the stories need to make sense.
I think that I understand. It depends on what is entertaining to you, what you find to be entertainment. I understand watching something because it's so bad that it's entertaining. But I also think that sometimes watching things that you don't like is a waste of I think most of the time watching something you don't like is a waste of time.
So
So,
they enjoy being able to pick apart how bad it is.
um, okay.
They find comedy and like, oh my god, did you see that right there? That's crazy. Why wouldn't they edit that out?
Right, and that's what I'm saying. I see where people find entertainment in that. Um,
Like all the accounts now that post all the crazy Tubi stuff.
yes. I
Super
like
entertaining.
It's entertaining to watch as a clip.
My
I just
favorite my favorite clip is the security guard who was knocked out and then they cut and it's replaced by like a guy with short hair and now it's a guy with dreads.
right.
It's
Yeah.
supposed to be the same security guard when they come back and from the break.
Yeah. So those are always funny to watch. I don't know if I'm gonna sit through a whole Tubi film to watch for that, but to each his own. Like, what I find entertaining is not necessarily what other people find entertaining. So, um, I get it. There's things that I've watched that I've been like, oh, this is terrible. I do that. I feel like, well, I don't really watch a whole lot of reality television these days, but when I did, it's like watching like Love and Hip Hop. And some people will fight me on this and say that Love and Hip Hop is a great show. Um, I think what makes it entertaining is not that it's actually like good or positive or anything like that. What makes it entertaining is the train wreck of it all.
Right.
So I understand that. That's why I'm saying like it's kind of like a pick your poison type of thing. Everybody is entertained by something different. So no judgment there, but I just things that I know I don't like, or like I started to watch this and I just did it offend me, or like did it whatever, or I just was like, oh, I don't like this, or this is stupid. I can't watch it because it's just not, to me, that's not entertaining. But I get that other people feel that way. Um,
I understand.